Hello, Harbor City Church. I hope you're doing well this week. Can you believe it is July already? We are well into now the second part of the year, and we're hoping for perhaps a better stride in this 2020. I want to share with you this week a couple of things. One is regarding our new series and of sermons, and the other is just an idea of or rather an aspect of providence as God is guiding us. Well, right now we just started with the sermon last week on image of God and the human race. We are looking at various foundational aspects that forms our biblical worldview that helps us to think through the current phenomenon of what's going on, and not only in terms of viewing things externally, but also how to guide our faith and how to be grounded in where we are today. So it's a six-part short sermon series, and we call it Genesis and Foundation. I just mentioned the first one, image of God and the human race. But also the second one, coming up this Sunday, is the divine economy and human politics. I'm not going to get too much into it right now, but you can sort of guess from the title where I'm going with this, or where I might be going, and maybe you could sort of compare and contrast what you expected and what you're going to hear this Sunday. So look forward to that. The third one is marriage, family, church, and society. That is going to be an interesting one as well. After that, following that, we have the tragic suffering that we experience in human life. Also, the fifth one, it deals with the joy and how to thrive as God's people. And finally, divine sovereignty and human responsibility. These are the 6 parts in the sermon series that we are planning, and we're excited. I think it's going to ground us as well as give us a sense of peace, knowing that God is providentially over us. So on that note as well, one of the things that I struggled with throughout this entire several months of COVID and now various other social political issues that's going on is the overwhelming sensation that I'm not consuming enough information and digesting to be able to output helpful information or message. And that was challenging because there's so much out there. But one of the things that really comforts me is the sense of God's sufficiency. Even in the way He guides my praying, thinking, reading, as well as preparation for the sermon and Bible studies, I have to understand that I am woefully limited, but also God is working through all of us, myself, everybody at church, everyone viewing. We're all finite people depending on God's guidance and providence. And when we understand that His grace is sufficient for us, we will seek to do some of whatever we can be doing, possibly because we can't read and know everything about everything. That's just not possible. So we have to do our due diligence to some degree that we can do and be engaged and involved in the life of those around us, and in turn how it impacts the rest of our society. And we have to understand that there's our part and there's the entire sum of what God is doing. And so under God's guidance, there is sufficiency in the way He works through our own individual small lives. And I hope that notion is comforting to you, to understand there is a degree of limitedness, a great degree of limitedness, but still it's okay, it's sufficient under God's providence. So I hope you think about that, pray about that, and hope that brings peace to you, and hope to see you again this Sunday as we look to the second part in the installment series. God bless you now.